So maybe I have left my job, but I still have a very strict manager, queen manager, I must say, supervising me on folding all of this stuff. By the way, that is the trick I got from my previous job, to do everything nice and neatly like this. I'll show you in a second. But at work, look at her. At work, we usually left the piece of paper inside the closes, but I'm just taking it out, just putting it there for the form and then taking it out. I usually put the piece of paper kind of like over here where the top bits are, and then I fold one side inside, the shoulder sleeve down, the other side, sleeve down, and usually straight away fold back. That's the trick when I take away the piece of paper, and then just do the folding. But I do it my way, like home way basically, because that's not going anywhere further than the house. Nobody's going to look at it too much, so. Oh, and by the way, the purpose of me doing all of this is, well, of course, to organise my wardrobe again. However, she also loves to sleep on a shelf while all of these are, and she didn't have any space there anymore, so I'm trying to reorganise it all and make her some space over there so she can sleep in my shelf. You got another one? Oh. Just love it when she comes and lies down somewhere in a very, very pretty way. Besides, I can show you my outfit of the day today. Just kind of like a turtleneck, a shirt and the trousers. And this little beautiful girl. Also, I must admit, today is just one of those days that things are just not going the right way. Everything, like every little project I try to start today, it just been falling apart. And I'm kind of like, the feeling today is not very good because I'm like, I want to do something, but like, it's just not going. I don't know. Very weird day. Not very nice, not very good. However, we have managed to, well, Valerie just mowed the lawn and cut a bush in front of the house, and I just cleared it up. And good thing is, we are planning, well, I'm planning to do an ASMR video of the fire pit tonight. Have been waiting for it for quite a while. In fact, the reason is Valerie needs to burn a lot of paper stuff. So, and I'm like, by the way, can we do it particular time? Because I want to film a very beautiful video. So at least some good. Hopefully that will end up in a good way. So I have a good makeup day today, good outfit, yet it just going nowhere. one of those days. Look at this little girl. Look at her there. Oh. She's so cute. Good morning, my lovelies. Somehow suddenly I have quite a good mood today. Happy. In fact, I know why, because I have managed to, well, not purchase yet, but at least hold on to a bed for myself. So that makes me very, very happy. My head is doing absolutely horrendous. It's definitely a wash day, but tomorrow is actually going to be a wash day. That's when I scheduled it for. Girlies would probably understand. Basically, the reason is tomorrow morning I have gym session going on, so I thought, you know, it's not going to make sense. In fact, that's all the time that I think that way. It's not going to make any sense if I will wash my hair today and then tomorrow, when I'm going to be bloody sweaty, you know, my head will get greasy again, and then I'll have to wash it even more often. So I decided today we're just gonna go through that. Anyway, yesterday was a bit of an iffy day. However, I managed to film an ASMR video of the fireplace. Well, not fireplace, we don't have fireplace, but the fire pit outside. Hey! But today, I mean, it's a little bit hectic kind of, because my house is not a total mess, but a little bit of a mess. For example, my bed is not done today. I have some stuff on my chair. Oh, she's drinking water out of a glass. Why is it always so sweet? I'm planning to do a little bit of tidying today, some work do. Do some washing up and that kind of stuff. But meanwhile, I thought I finally need to do a makeup talk to you. Finally. So I've actually been waiting for this moment for such a long time. So, I mean, right now, just getting ready, getting my skin ready. Because I do have a little bit of like red spots and blemishes, which I want to conceal a little, whereas I prefer, to be fair, I don't have a lot of makeup, which is, I am expanding, well, trying to expand now. In fact, actually, let's do like a proper girly makeup talk, and my experience with it. So basically, I'm not the best, obviously, but I would say I am pretty good with my eye makeup. However, although there are some, you know, bits and bobs that I'm not very confident in, as in eyeliner, for example. I'm terrible with my eyeliner because honestly, my eyelids, they're like, I don't know, floppy, whatever. I don't know how to call them properly. And in fact, my mum have probably, I would say probably almost exactly the same issue. However, one of them, on my right eye, it goes perfect when I do the eyeliner. It goes absolutely perfect, which is my left eye. They're not twin sisters, you know, this one is adopted. That's what I would say. What's happening on my face with all that situation. But so, and this one just always goes like either one way, or it just goes, it's more like faded. Maybe you would see that my crease over here is a bit lower rather than this one here. I know, it's even hard to see even for myself, but that's what happens all the time. Anyway, however, when we go and start chatting about the facial makeup, Oh my goodness. The only thing I have ever used growing up from the times I was a teenager and first started using makeup, like adding more and more to it, was probably only BB cream from Maybelline, which is wonderful. It's gorgeous. And as well, a bit of concealer, just like the normal one. I can actually recommend, especially for the younger generation, a BB cream from Maybelline New York. Yes, that's the right one, because it is really good. It's very light, it does slight coverage, and it's very moisturizing. But I never had a chance to use a good foundation. The reason is I have a bit of a funny skin, especially on my T-zone, especially around my nose, and when I put my foundation on there, on those areas, it always goes a bit funny. It just shows all my pores, shows all my like dead skin flaking off, and you know, shows absolutely everything that you don't want to be seen. You know, the reason why I usually use your foundation is to cover everything. In my case, it doesn't, it just shows everything. But recently my dearest auntie, thanks to her a lot, helped me with figuring out what should I use, what kind of foundation and stuff. So that is what we found. The best choice for me would be a powder, and we found these bare mineral ones that she said that she used herself. In fact, she's actually the woman that taught me everything about makeup that I know, and she does it lovely, to be fair. Obviously it's not perfect, she's not a makeup artist or anything, but she does it really lovely. And so I'm still, because my experience with foundations and everything like that is not very good, but this is basically like foundation and powder, like 2-in-1 sort of thing. So you can use it as a powder, you can use it as a foundation, as I do. And basically that's what we figured that would suit me best, because when we tried it in a shop, we bought it in Boots. It, like, out of all the things I tried, and I tried a lot, this was the only thing that actually worked on me. And I'm still working out, learning how to do it properly, how to blend it properly so it looks nice and everything. But I am so happy. And I'm now really like, I'm like on that what's it called, I'm kind of like on the way of trying to get myself as much makeup as I can. The only problem is it's all very, very pricey. However, I mean, I do have some of my favorites that, like, my staples, and probably I will never go away from, that we will talk about them today in a minute. But I do also, because I never had one ever, want to discover myself a sculptor or a bronzer. And there's also some staples that I want to try out and use. I know, for example, things that I would really, really love to try is some collaborations with my absolutely favorite YouTube blogger, Lydia Millen. She collaborated with Swede, and she had done her own, that was a very funny way of talking, her very own shade of lipstick, a lip pencil. Unfortunately right now, because I had looked into it, it is fully sold out, and I have signed up in case they do restock it and do it again to get some hands on it, because I love the shades, both of them. One is the Rose Thorn and the other, I believe, is Rose Petal, I believe so. And there we go. I don't know how good you can see, but it's a very light coverage. You can still see some bits of on my face, you know, obviously, but I personally love, because out of everything I tried, this is the best for me. If we talk eyeshadow, I always prefer to go with MAC. However, I thought, how about first, because I had talked about rouge a little bit, and I want to show you something. So there we go. I'm not going to show you everything just yet. I'm not going to shock you like that hard. Oh, she's so sweet. She's just lying down there looking at me. Oh. Anyway, so that is the one, the rouge that I prefer to use. Is very, very old in shade 010 Chic. There we go. However, this is technically, so there was like a puff on here, on top. There used to be a puff that you would put the powder onto yourself, and well, it will be like kind of patchy, so you have to blend it in. But I love the color, love the shade. But it's so old that it disintegrated. The pigment is actually really, really great, and it still goes very well even on the disintegrated parts. So I'm still using it from here. As soon as I will use it up from the puffy bit, I will get to use it from the actual powder bit. I will use it all until the end, literally, because it's so good. I don't know, I can't say I swear by it, but I just really love it. Anyway, but yeah, going back to eyeshadow, I must say predominantly I would always have in my collection MAC eyeshadows, because I love how they go into your eye. I love how they don't, you know, go into those little like clumps and stuff. I like how smooth it is, how good you can brush it out and, you know, like make it a good color and everything. I actually can use my camera for this one a little bit. Which is with some other eyeshadows, I found that they can be they can you know, with some time just go from here basically to here in like powdery kind of way, you know, like just drop off, which obviously we don't need. We hate it because we afterwards would get like, because your eyeshadow drops onto the, underneath your eye, it looks quite a bit like you get a blue eye under eye, you know. That's not what we want. Right, so as they say, speak of the devil, my auntie has called. However, it's not very good news. Cannot reach our my uncle, and he's not feeling very well recently. Well, anyway, let's go back to makeup for now, at least. Another thing that my auntie taught me when she was talking me through facial makeup is that you need to dab it through a little bit, which I already did, but like slightly to get all the excess off. Then what I was talking about, eyeshadow, yes, because you can get all those blue under eye and stuff like that. Obviously we don't want that. Now, there we go. And the thing that I probably can swear about is my mascara. And at least for me, I mean, trust me, I've used a lot of them. I have tried a lot of them, at the very least, because mascara was my absolutely first thing from my makeup collection that I have ever tried. And the funniest thing is that this mascara, my auntie had recommended me. She gifted it for me as my first ever mascara when I remember we actually weren't, I don't think I was even a teenager, maybe. I don't exactly remember, but something that I do remember is that we were staying somewhere in a hotel, somewhere abroad, and I'll use you as my mirror. And she gave me that mascara, taught me how to use it and everything like that. Obviously it's very easy, but still you don't want to have any clumps, and you don't want to overdo it, you don't want to underdo it and stuff like that, blah blah blah. And honestly, ever since, that is my go-to mascara, because I have tried some other ones. I have tried cheaper, I have tried maybe even more expensive, I don't remember about that. Because this one is not cheap as mascara. I have tried L'Oreal, I have tried Maybelline. I hate them. Honestly, I hate them because they all go like clumpy, they all go, or lumpy, I don't know, correct me. And then they all just like, you know, all those bits go again under your eyes throughout the day. It looks absolutely horrendous. And we don't want this for ourselves. So, my go-to mascara that I swear by with would be this one from Lancome. In fact, to be fair, majority of mascaras that I've tried from Lancome, they are the best because they're not going very lumpy on your eyelids. No, not eyelids, sorry. Lashes. There we go, on your lashes. And they don't, you know, won't like powdery under your eyes and stuff like that. It just stays throughout the day, more or less. It goes like perfectly. It's not waterproof mascara, no, but just for like daily use, it's perfect. And it does show, it does give this like little bit of lift. In fact, now as I started doing makeup on my face, my lashes like kind of like got lost a little bit. They are there, but they got lost a little bit, and you'll see in a few seconds how it actually looked. Actually, well, I have used it already, okay. And I honestly, I cannot tell you what shadow I'm using, but it is MAC. In fact, those ones, I got them in the cosmetic company. They were on sale for like buy 4 for 10. Or 10 for 4, whatever. Basically 4 eyeshadow colors for 10 quid. And unfortunately, out of like the most interesting ones, those are the 4 that I preferred, and they didn't have much. And to be honest, majority of the time you might even see that I use this one all the time as the base, and this one as sometimes if I want to do like a eyeliner after the black one. Those are a bit too funky for me. Other than those, I also have my staples that I like to do a little bit of like a day-to-day smoky eyes, is those brown ones. And actually I might be able to tell you what their shades are. So this one is espresso, my favorite, and this one is brun. Like, I guess it's like brown, but in I don't know, German, French, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so like those shades I would always have in my collection. However, there is one eyeshadow palette that I've tried, which is a bit of a risky one. It is, well, it's been open, but it haven't been used when I bought it. And I don't know what the brand is, because everything's just, all the branding just faded. But when I want to feel a bit more funky, or there are like some shades that I just prefer to use from time to time on like daily basis, they are quite good, and they are also, you know, quite good shades. And honestly, there we go, Olivia Hale, that would be the brand, and that would be the palettes. So it hadn't been used before me at all, and this was like the base kind of like color, kind of like the base layer color that obviously I have used it all a long time ago. And then those ones, the shimmery ones, I prefer to use them for like a night out or like a bit funkier makeup. But then I rarely use this one. Honestly, this is probably the worst shade that it, you know, in this palette, at least for me, because it doesn't really transfer as much. There's not much pigment, which is those two, especially this one. this is the one that I use now for autumn. In fact, to be fair, this is the palette that I usually get out autumn time. Other time, like throughout the year, I don't use it as much as I do in autumn. So yeah, so that's interesting. And to be honest, I haven't tried much of the eyeshadows like NARS and stuff like that, so I can't talk about those, but some other that I tried which I don't remember, they were absolutely awful and I did not like them. Yes, so that's what I have in my eyeshadows, so I'll get on with those for now. Meanwhile, actually, whilst I'll be not talking to you, I'll be watching my absolutely best, most favourite Lydia Millen. Right, so I mean, you might be able to see that they're not twins, they're adopted sisters. Because like this one is going a bit, I don't know. They all went a little better today, but it took some time, more than usual, and a lot of trying to figure it out. In fact, to be fair, the best way I usually do if I want to do it a bit nicer for like a night out or something like that, I really prefer to use some tape to put under your eyes, and it makes it like well, you can go much easier because you don't have to worry about the eyeshadow going all over your face and everything like that in the wrong spaces. It will just make this like kind of like the arrowy straight line shape clean and nice. And I thought, how about we talk about my brushes that I have. I actually have much more than those, but I don't use the rest of them. Actually, where are they? Here. I have the whole thing up here that I either use very rarely or don't use at least now, until I don't have as much stuff. There we go. All those brushes. In fact, this is the out of order kind of like brush out of all of those here, because this is Chanel brush. And to be fair, you will be shocked now, but this is the only original brush, which you can't even read now. This is Chanel brush. But this is the most hated brush I have. Honestly, I hate it the most. All of those and these, they are Bobbi Brown brushes. However, there is a catch. I haven't tried the... Okay, so these are basically dupes. Well, these are copies of Bobbi Brown brushes. They are not original. We bought them in Thailand. However, honestly, my honest opinion, I did not really try original Bobbi Brown brushes, but out of all original brushes that I tried with the dupes or the copies are so much better. I do not know why, but I find that the cheaper but copy works so much better. It doesn't, you know, you don't get all the hair falling out. It brushes very smooth, very good. It blends very well. They're really good. So another thing that I swear by in my makeup collection. Oh, one more. So yeah, that's the story with my brushes. Now, next thing I'll be doing would be my lashes, which we'll see in a second, but also my eyebrows. I'm still finding my way with my brows. I'll do them in a second. There we go. So you can see this is only one layer and like one just slight touch on my bottom lashes. Like, I mean, probably in real life you can see it much more than on the camera, because camera tend to, you know, like you have to use more makeup on camera so that it's actually you can see it and stuff like that. But in real life you can actually see the like huge difference. And I mean, you can still see a little bit over here. Let's do one more stroke. I did majority of it like on this corner over here. So yeah, that's the difference, and that's why I swear by it. And as you can see, it doesn't go lumpy or anything, it just goes perfectly. What I can say and recommend to my girlies, I'm not the pro in makeup. However, please never do this with your mascara, ever, because you dry it out on purpose. Because you just pull in a lot of air, get it out, pull in a lot of air, get it out, and you literally just dry out your mascara, and it's not going to last you a lot. So just get it out once. Do your lashes. If you need a second layer, pull it in, wait for a little bit, maybe like even rub it around to give it some warmth, and then do another layer. Okay. So I would say this is probably the best way to use any mascara, not just this one. Now, talking about brows, going back to that, I'm not very good with that, but I'm still trying to figure out what goes best for me. But right now I'm using a MAC Big Boost fiber gel. There we go. Yeah, and it's, I mean, it's not too bad. Let me try to do it on the camera, because I don't do much with my brows. All I like to do is just to brush them out, and this one does have a bit of pigment, but not too much, which I quite like. However, it can sometimes, like, there's like just could be a bit too much gel on the brush, and it collects all the dust and everything, which I don't like, and it can accidentally go onto your skin and stuff that, you know, it's not very nice. But I mean, it's not too bad, but I would say it's not the best, I guess, but it's okay. And then on my lips, the only thing I forgot to do is to hydrate my lips, of course. Alright, that was my uncle calling. Good news. He's alright. Got in contact, so he was just at work, and they're not allowed to have phones or like anything around. It's very anyway. Let's go back to makeup. I'm almost done, I promise, unless you do enjoy this talk. And I still kind of like pretty much explore my options, but there are some bits that I do quite like. For example, Revlon, like in comparison, it's pretty cheap lipstick. Although, to be fair, I would say majority of like good lipstick, they're like fairly cheap-ish price, under £20, something like that. I don't remember how much this one was. I believe it's like, well, now it's probably a bit more expensive, so I would say like from 11 up to £20, like 15, 17, something like that. I'm not sure. But I always love to have in my collection, especially for like daily basis, like a bit more browny kind of shade. In fact, right now I would love to be looking for a burgundy brown, like a rich brownish red kind of color, like kind of like the mix of those. Which is, by the way, so this is a Revlon, which I'm going to use today. This is my MAC matte lipstick in red, and particularly Fashion Sweetie, $9.95. There we go. Powder Kiss liquid lip color. And I must say, when I was a bit younger, I would always wear red lipstick. Always. That would be my day-to-day go-to lipstick. I used to wear like more like that pin-up kind of girly retro style, like 50s, 40s, 60s, that kind of stuff of lipstick. And it was like, I don't know, I'm trying to get back to that, but I'm still trying to go with my staples. And you know, sometimes brown is just good for everything. Good for every day, good for just, oh, my baby just had a dream and she was meowing while sleeping. Or did somebody hurt her? She seems alright right now. Right, so, and next lipstick that I have in my collection, I don't use it very often. It's more like, it was a gift from my auntie from the bundle that she bought, and she split it in between myself, herself, and my grandma. This one I like to mix it with something else, so it's L'Oreal shade 214, colorish violet Saturn. Wow. And it has quite some shimmer to it. You can't really see it very good. So it's like darkish pink, like dusty rose, but I would say a bit more pink, and a bit of like shimmer to it, like purple shimmer, I would say. It's quite nice. It's not too bad, but I prefer to like mix it in with some other lipsticks and just to make like undertone. By the way, one thing that I forgot to talk about, well, I did talk about it, but I didn't show you, that is my used up kohl from Victoria Beckham, and I absolutely adore it. And on the other side it has this like a brush which actually blends very, very well for the smoky eye. Why is it so blurry? There we go. And that would be my, I would say, probably daily makeup routine. Well, I don't have much lip pencils, and I don't really need them, to be fair, I feel like. But I do have red one, in case I use the red lipstick. And also the way I use it, I prefer to put it on, not only onto the edge of my lips, but like on the full lip, to cover my full lip with the pencil, and then put the lipstick on top, because then it gives that more proper coverage, and it doesn't, you know, when you eat up your lipstick sometimes, then you have the middle of your lips just like naked, basically. Which is, if you do use the lip pencil even inside your, like on your lips, not only on the edges, it will make your lipstick stay much longer. That's what I do know. Also, good thing to do, especially with red lipsticks, is to smudge it down with the napkin a little bit. I do still have a bit of a problem, especially in like autumn, winter, spring time, is that after like just a little bit of wear of the lipsticks, my lips, even without lipstick, they just go very, very dry and flaky. And I just have hard times with it, so it's just something I have to go through with, and maybe try and find some lipstick that are a bit more hydrating. Obviously matte lipstick, lipstick is not the best, but I just do quite like them. I like how they look and everything. So yeah. I would say I think this bit of the video is going for quite long, and if I added that was the previous footage and everything, it will be quite some time, and I'll probably call it a day for the vlog. So I will see you in another vlog next time. Probably next time we'll get a new purchase in-house, a new bed for me, and I will be trying to film more on a daily basis. Right now I'm home alone, which those are the moments that I love to film, and there are a lot of times when I'm cooking something or cleaning, and I'm only after that I'm figuring like, oh, I should have filmed it. So I'm kind of like getting my way into it, and hopefully we'll get there. I'm still trying. And our little beautiful girl, little princess, will also participate. In fact, when I was filming the ASMR video of the fire pit last night, she modelled a little bit right in the middle of the video. She walked past in a very beautiful manner, and she even meowed. So that was very sweet and very cute of her. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope your week goes well, and I am trying to focus on doing more regular videos. Right now I made myself a goal to post every Thursday evening at 5 p.m. so hopefully it will, you know, I'll be able to stick to it. And also I'll try and find some of my makeup bits that I use all the time on Amazon and share them with you at the links below in the box, and anything else. Besides, I think tomorrow we'll have a bit of a hair talk, because it is quite a situationship with my hair right now. Alright.